What if your grocery list could actually make you healthier and your shopping trips never ended with a cart full of regret?
Today, we're taking you inside a real-time grocery store walkthrough powered by our AI coach, Keto Keith. We'll show you how to shop smarter, avoid hidden carbs, and walk out of the store 100% on plan. But first, I need to tell you a story, because I wasn't always the type of person who had a winning strategy for the grocery store. In fact, I used to dread it. Not because I didn't like shopping, but because every time I stepped through those automatic doors, I felt like I was walking into a nutritional war zone. I remember one particular day that still sticks with me. It was a Sunday afternoon. I had just started keto for the third, maybe fourth time, and I was determined. I had my little sticky note with some vague ideas scribbled down: eggs, bacon, avocados, something green. I walked into the store feeling pumped, determined, ready to finally take control. And then the store happened. I made the mistake of starting on aisle 5 instead of the produce aisle. Why? Because the rotisserie chickens were calling my name, and not just the plain ones, the ones coated in honey glaze and barbecue sauce. I grabbed one thinking, it's mostly chicken. How bad could it be? Then I wandered into the snack aisle just to look. That turned into 5 different bags of keto-labeled chips, a box of low-net carb cookies, and a tub of chocolate collagen that cost $40, but it promised to give me healthier skin and eternal energy. By the time I hit the freezer section, I had abandoned the sticky note entirely. I grabbed frozen pizzas labeled keto-friendly, ice cream with 4G net carbs per pint, and something called cauliflower gnocchi because it looked healthy and Pinterest approved. I spent almost $180. When I got home, I opened the chicken and realized it was drenched in sugar. The low-carb cookies had more carbs per serving than an actual Oreo. And that expensive collagen gave me stomach cramps and a headache. By Wednesday, I was bloated, tired, frustrated, and done. I fell back into old habits, ordered takeout, told myself keto just didn't work for me. I blamed willpower, I blamed stress, I blamed my body. What I should have blamed was my plan, or rather my lack of one. See, most of us fail not because we don't care, not because we aren't trying, but because we walk into situations like the grocery store with zero strategy, zero tools, zero support, and that's what makes KetoTrust so powerful. Fast forward a few months, I signed up for the $4.99 monthly membership on a whim. Honestly, I figured I'd cancel after 1 month, but I was curious. That day I typed, "Hey, Keto Keith, I'm going to Sprouts. Can you help me?" What came back wasn't a lecture. It wasn't a guilt trip. It wasn't 500 rules I had to memorize. It was simple. It was smart. It gave me a game plan. Here's the actual response that Keto Keith gave. Focus on whole, unprocessed animal foods like meat, fish, eggs, and select dairy while keeping your carb intake low, mainly from non-starchy vegetables. Consider purchasing items like grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, and pasture-raised eggs. With my AI coach in my pocket, I walked into that store with a winning game plan. I knew what to skip. I knew what to scan. I had a digital teammate keeping me honest in real time. That day I spent under $70, and you know what? I used every single item I bought. I didn't throw anything away. I didn't feel deprived. I didn't feel lost. I felt in control, maybe for the first time in years. And from that moment on, grocery shopping became something I looked forward to. I knew I was walking into a place that used to beat me, and this time I was winning. Keto Keith became more than an AI coach. He became the quiet voice in my pocket that helped me take my health seriously without becoming obsessed. He gave me back time, confidence, and a sense of calm that I never thought I'd associate with food again. I've been doing this long enough now to say this: when you have a real plan, everything changes. That's why this episode is so important. We're not just giving you tips, We're showing you the system that actually works one grocery trip at a time. So whether you're starting fresh, restarting again, or already doing well and just want to do better, you're going to want to hear this. Because the grocery store is no longer the enemy. With Keto Keith in your pocket, it becomes your biggest win.
Let's be honest, the grocery store can feel like a nutritional minefield. I've made every mistake, bought the wrong things, forgot the right ones, overspent, underprepped, and worst of all, walked out with no clear idea of what I was going to eat.
Same here. I once filled my cart with healthy snack bars, some frozen low-carb pizza, a bag of sugar-free candy, and 4 kinds of almond butter. I remember thinking, wow, I nailed this. And by the end of the week, I'd gained weight and felt like garbage.
That was my wake-up call. I stopped guessing and started messaging Keto Keith before every trip. Not only did I stop sabotaging my progress, I started saving time and money too.
So today, we're giving you the real-time strategy. Whether you're shopping at Costco, Whole Foods, Aldi, or your local store, this episode is going to be your grocery cheat sheet.
Let's start at the beginning. Right before I head out, I open the chat with Keto Keith and type something like, "Headed to Trader Joe's, help me stick to my plan."
Immediately, the AI coach gets to work. Just let Keto Keith know which foods have been working for you lately and whether you are doing keto, carnivore, or a mix today.
He doesn't ask for goals like a full intake form, but he guides the conversation in a way that gets me thinking about what I really need. That alone makes a huge difference.
The result, I get a short personalized list of top priority items, proteins, fats, maybe a low-carb veggie or seasoning, and a reminder to skip impulse buys.
Right off the bat, I'm no longer wandering the aisles. Instead, I'm walking with purpose.
Okay, aisle 1, produce. Most people treat this as a free-for-all because veggies equals healthy, right?
Not always. Some veggies are packed with sugar and starch. Keto Keith usually recommends the green warriors: onions, garlic, romaine lettuce, and kale.
He'll steer you away from the sneaky ones. Carrots, peas, corn, beets, they sound innocent, but they'll spike your blood sugar faster than you think.
And for carnivores, this aisle might be optional. Maybe grab garlic, fresh herbs, or lemon, but that's about it.
Now we're moving into the protein section. This is the heart of every successful keto or carnivore plan.
Keto Keith encourages fatty cuts first. Think ribeye, chuck roast, 80-20 ground beef, pork shoulder, chicken thighs, especially with the skin still on.
And if you're on a budget, just let him know. He'll drop tips like ground beef is still king, or rotisserie chicken without the high carb sauces can be your best friend in a pinch.
Although he currently won't calculate price per gram of protein, but he will help you prioritize nutrient density over novelty.
Exactly. That helps keep your energy up, your cravings low, and your results locked in.
Next stop, dairy and eggs. Here's where a lot of people fall for the trap of keto-labeled nonsense.
Yogurt sweetened with unhealthy sweeteners, almond milk with cane sugar, or cheese slices with fillers. Keto Keith flags these on the spot.
He'll recommend sticking with the classics: heavy cream, real cheese, not cheese product, pasture-raised eggs, and full-fat Greek yogurt without added sugar.
And while he doesn't track price tags, he does help you simplify. If you're debating between 5 brands of butter, Keto Keith usually says, grab the one with the cleanest label and move on.
Now here's where it gets tricky. The middle aisles, the danger zone, sauces, condiments, and snacks.
This is where hidden carbs live. You pick up a teriyaki sauce or keto barbecue sauce, and boom, the first ingredient is sugar or maltodextrin.
Keto Keith acts like a watchdog here. He'll warn you about net carb traps and red flags like tapioca starch, dextrose, or cane juice.
He'll also recommend tried and true swaps. Chosen Foods avocado mayo, mustard with 0 sugar, clean jerky brands, and Redmond real salt.
Sometimes I'll literally be standing in the aisle texting, "Is this brand okay?" And he'll reply with a breakdown in 10 seconds.
It's label reading on autopilot. Honestly, I don't shop without it anymore.
Next up, the freezer section, one of the most overlooked spots for clean eating.
Most people think it's all pizza rolls and ice cream, but the gold is hidden behind those first few doors.
Keto Keith helps me find wild-caught salmon, grass-fed burger patties, cauliflower rice, and even frozen organ meat if I'm feeling brave.
You won't hear him recommending keto ice cream, but he will point you towards simple frozen proteins that store well and cook fast.
That convenience can make or break your week, especially if you're busy and tempted to order out.
As I'm finishing my trip, I'll do a final check-in with Keto Keith. I might ask, did I forget anything critical, or is this enough fat?
Currently, he won't actually review your cart, but he will help you mentally scan for gaps. Like, did you remember salt green tea or something for hydration?
And if I'm unsure, I'll just type out what I have and say, anything missing? He usually gives a thumbs up or a gentle nudge.
He doesn't estimate your spend or swap things for budget, but his simplicity often saves money by default.
That's the magic. Instead of a million random items, I walk out with 12 to 15 strategic ones that keep me in ketosis all week.
That's why I say Keto Keith is a game changer. Not a money manager, not a shopping cart wizard, just a trusted partner who's in your pocket 24/7.
He doesn't track your bank account or micromanage your macros, but he's got your back when it counts.
And that changes how you shop, how you eat, and how you feel every day.
If you're listening and thinking, this would make my life so much easier, here's the deal. It's just $4.99 per month.
That gives you full access to Keto Keith, our entire low-carb coaching community, and our affiliate program that pays you to share your journey.
You can literally text your friends, post your testimonial, and let our system do the follow-up. That's it.
So, if you're tired of overthinking food and want a smarter way to shop and a smarter way to earn, now's the time to join us.
Go to KetoTrust.com and grab your membership today. You'll get instant access to Keto Keith and everything we talked about.
Well, that's it. You heard it, folks. KetoTrust.com is the place to start. Whether you've been thinking about going low carb, finding a little extra income on the side, or both, this is your shot to join something that's growing fast and doing real good in the world.
With your new KetoTrust membership, you'll get AI coaching for a healthier, wealthier you. You'll learn to fuel your health and fund your future because we're powered by purpose and backed by science. Remember to eat better, live stronger, earn smarter. That's the KetoTrust way.